Hey guys, this is Lisa from NYC Gal Outs. Welcome back to my channel. Okay guys, we have a lot to catch up on. I've been MIA, but that's just because I've said this a lot of times if you guys follow me like that. But if you haven't, if you're new to my channel, I do this for fun. This is a hobby. There are some content creators out there where this is their livelihood. This is how they earn a paycheck. This is how they earn money. That is not me. I do this for fun. And now we're in the first week of November. Anyway. And then we had the election, and however you feel about that, you feel about that. Okay, let's talk about the reunion. Part 1 of the 3-part reunion with Orange County. What did you guys think about it? I felt like they were coming a little hard at Katie. Why do you care so much, Emily? I'm going to tell you why Emily cares so much. She's got jack shit going on. People who don't have shit going on, they care. They care so much about what other people are doing. You see, like Jen don't give a shit. She's just like, whatever. Shannon really don't give a shit. She's like, I could care less. But the ones that care, it's like, you care. You care because there's nothing else going on in your life. Emily, that is why you care so much. I don't like characters like Tamra, like Margaret over there in New Jersey, because when they have jack shit to do, they care about everybody else's stuff. And then their number one thing is, I don't care, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that, I don't care, that's not what I do, I'm busy, I have my own life. Bullshit. Bullshit. They all say that. Margaret says that. Nobody believes her, but she still says it. Emily says it. Andy Cohen called her out for it. Andy Cohen was like, you started this segment by saying that, you don't dig and all this other stuff, but what you're basically doing, you dug, you investigated. She's saying that it's out there and whatever. Listen to me. It's only out there if you look for it, okay? There's shit out there about every single one of them. If you actually go and look for it, you're going to find something. If you don't care, you're not going to find jack shit. Shannon was like, I didn't see anything. You want to know why Shannon didn't see jack shit? Because Shannon wasn't on Google, Googling Katie Janela. That's why Shannon didn't see jack shit. But now, if you're on the internet, you're on your phone, you're on your tablet, you are purposely looking for something, you're going to find it. You're going to find it. So no matter how you want to say it, that's digging. That is digging. Then they bring up her divorce. So Emily, she likes to go and be like the authority on everything. And she's like talking about Katie's divorce, saying, well, I want to know, why the fuck do you want to know, Emily? What is it to you? What is it to you? What was the stipulation of Katie's divorce? Why do you care so much? Why is it any of your business? Why does it matter so much to you other than you wanting camera time? And let me tell you, now she sees an opening to make something out of, allegedly, supposedly, I don't even fucking know what, that her twin says that, Heather's mean or whatever, and they heard it from Katie's daughter or whatever the fucking story is, okay? So now she sees this as an opportunity to have conflict with Katie, and which, by the way, Katie is definitely coming back next season. So now Emily sees this as an opportunity to have something going on with Katie so that she could finally have freaking something besides from her working out and being insecure about her weight. There's only so much that people could have this pity party for themselves. I'm like, oh my goodness, my weight. I did so much for my weight. And all this other stuff. Like, kudos to you. Kudos to you. But that insecurity about your weight should not be a reflection on everybody else. Like, she legit lost her shit with Heather. And Heather didn't even do anything wrong, but she lost her shit because she felt insecure about her weight. So I foresee Emily making some bullshit out of this non-existent beef with Katie to make it into something so that she could have something for next season. I am so tired of her scenes being about her dieting, about her weight, about her trying to get her husband to go lose weight. I am not interested. Katie's skin is flawless. It's completely flawless. I don't know. Maybe it's just good genetics. Who knows? But she was supposed to go to Korea to meet her birth mother, but it didn't happen because her adopted father, ended up passing away. That just made me look at you, Emily, no, you have mommy issues. And she does. She more or less admits she has mommy issues, but you could really see it. So, Emily, you need to go to some therapy. Whoever Tamara is seeing, okay, maybe not go to this one that Tamara is seeing, but you legit need to go work out your mommy issues. Anyway. So that was basically, I felt like the first half of the reunion was they were kind of piling it on with Katie. But the only one that was really nice to Katie was Jen. And Shannon, she was also nice. Divorces are messy. Somebody is always a loser in the divorce. Every single one of these people, when it comes to divorces, there's a winner and a loser. So for Emily to sit there and say this and that, let me tell you, What I did like when Emily she was trying to be, I'm a lawyer. Jen was like, well, you know, do you want me to talk about how, you know, your lifestyle is being supported by your in-laws? Ooh, Jen, you need to tell me more about that. I want to find out more about that. You're not practicing law. So what is it that you're doing besides from obsessing over your weight? Because it seems like your paycheck is your Bravo paycheck. Now, I've said this multiple times. Andy Cohen has said this multiple times. Your employment status as a housewife is not secure. Do not plan your 401k based on your housewife status. So, what the fuck do you do for a living, Emily? Do you have a job besides from going around saying that you're a lawyer? You're not a practicing lawyer. So what is it that you do for money? You have a Bravo paycheck. For now you do. I mean, like, look, I'm sure, and I wish Katie would have went low, but she didn't go low. Emily went low and brought up her divorce, which, like, why the fuck do you care? Why do you care, Emily? But I wish Katie would have been like, well, what do you guys do for money? Are you being supported by your in-laws? She didn't say it, but Jen said it because Jen was like, legit, she had enough of Emily's bullshit. So Jen said it. She said it. Good for you, Jen. Good for you. I'm glad you found your freaking balls. Anyway, then there was this back and forth with Ryan and immunity and all this other stuff. And look, Shannon said this perfectly. Shannon said, look, as somebody who has been through something like this, you know, like, why would you talk about it? And that is what Jen is doing. You know, Jen is acknowledging what she needs to acknowledge, and that's it. Now, they could try to spin it however they want to spin it, but what Jen is doing is not saying too much. She's saying what she feels she needs to say, and she's not jeopardizing herself. Because let me tell you, Bravo does not care about you. Bravo cares about ratings. They care about the sponsors and the advertisers. They don't give a shit about you. So they don't care if what you're saying is going to land you in hot water. So, you know, Emily, Miss Lawyer over there being whatever, what are you doing? If you really care about Jen, and why are you questioning her? Like, why are you giving her the third degree? Obviously, if there is an active investigation going on, she's going to answer what she's comfortable with answering. And she's going to be coy about stuff that she doesn't want to acknowledge or answer or whatever, right? So Emily just annoyed the fuck out of me in this episode. I liked her even less than Tamra, because like I said, I said this in the beginning when I was doing this recap, Tamra really didn't say that much. I think she realized how awful she came. Like, looking back, she probably realized that she wasn't winning over the masses, and she realized, oh, okay, I need to bring it down. So she brought it down. She wasn't being as obnoxious, and she really didn't say that much. The person that said a lot was Emily. Katie made a big deal about Heather. I don't know what it was about Heather, but specifically for me, she felt like she got snubbed by Heather. And because of that, you know, maybe it was just always in the back of her mind that, you know, Heather wasn't welcoming, wasn't inviting, whatever. But she made a big deal out of it. To me, it wasn't that big of a deal. If she doesn't acknowledge you, she doesn't acknowledge you. You were at Sutton's party or some shit, okay? So look, if it was just a party, I mean, she wasn't a cast member yet, or maybe she was, you know, Heather saying she didn't know her or whatever. Like, it was not that deep. And I've said this multiple times when I recapped the season. I was like, let it go, Katie. Let it the fuck go. It was not that deep. But let me tell you something, though. One of the reasons why she never let it go was because Tamara kept bringing it up. Tamara kept bringing it up, putting that seed of doubt in her head. She kept bringing it up. She was like, I felt like you got set up by Gina. You know, Heather said this, Heather blah, 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 blah. So she kept bringing it up. And, you know, hopefully Katie watching the season back realizes that, you know what, it would have been dead and buried if not for the fact that Tamara kept on bringing it up. And maybe she sees it, maybe she doesn't, but I felt like she saw it because, you know, she's obviously not as friendly with Tamara as she was. Now, her and Gina, they went back and forth with some bullshit. I don't really care whether Katie owns a house in San Diego or she was renting a house or whatever the fuck. Look, all of these housewives, they all claim to have money that they don't have. They all claim to have homes that they don't have. Meredith, she rents a new fucking house every single season, okay? Every single season, she rents a house, okay? Melissa Gorga, every single 2 seasons, she's like, this is my dream home. I'm so happy we're finally moving into my dream home. She's been in like 10 different dream homes. So do I really care? No. I don't know why it was such a big deal. It is not the first time that it's been done on the Housewife franchise. It's not even the first time that it's been done on OC. So what is the fucking big deal? I don't know. But look, no matter how these ladies feel, Katie is coming back. She is coming back. I mean, here's the thing that I don't like. I don't like when there is just that one token minority on a show. When the whole entire fucking cast is white and you have that one token minority. I think Tamara realizes how she came off as an asshole, realized that the public was not in her favor. She cleaned herself up and gave her half-ass apology. You know, her apology where she doesn't really mean it, but she says it because she knows she needs to say it. It's kind of like being political, right? When you are a statesman or you are a politician, you know that you need to be diplomatic. So sometimes you need to apologize for things that you don't mean just because you are being diplomatic. So Shannon knows that, she realizes it, and whatever, you know, and that is what they kind of go back and forth on. Emily, though, she does make a good point when she says that, you know, you said awful things to Gina, you brought her kiss into it, and, you know, about her DUI and everything, and now Gina was willing to forgive you and move on. Can you extend that same to Tamra? That was actually a great comparison. Unfortunately, though, or maybe fortunately, Shannon's like, no, look, I accept your apology and I appreciate it. What did you guys think? Like I said, Emily, she wanted to dominate this episode because I feel like she knows she's in, I feel like Emily knows she's on the chopping block. There is only so much that you could talk about your insecure weight. I mean, like, if you're that insecure about your weight, go on Ozempic. Everybody else on that freaking franchise is on Ozempic, whether they want to admit it or not. And look, you've had your butt done. You've had your eyebrows done. You have fillers done. You had your boobs done. You had your arms done. You had all this other stuff done. So if you're so insecure about it, go get more stuff done. I mean, like, there's only so much that, like, it's kind of like when I said about Shannon. You know, my sympathy for Shannon only goes so far. Yes, I feel bad that she's put in this situation where she needs to still have to deal with her ex. And she's in that situation because of Bravo. Now, people could say, well, she could just go. She could leave. Nobody's forcing her. But when you are someone who makes this into your livelihood, despite the fact that Andy Cohen says, don't depend on that Bravo paycheck. But when you are somebody who depends on that Bravo paycheck, and you like the spotlight, you like the fame, you like whatever. I mean, these are reality stars. They're not actual celebrity, but there is some sort of name recognition. Now, when you get all of that, you don't want to give it up. You especially don't want to give up the paycheck, right? So people could very easily say, well, you don't need to film. You know, if you don't like it, don't film. But you kind of put yourself in a position where you feel like this is my paycheck. This is my job. So in that sense, Shannon is basically having to suck it up and deal with having to not get away from an ex who you should be able to just part the fuck from and not have to deal with. So I am very sympathetic to that. I'm also sympathetic to the fact that she has to like freaking deal with Alexis Bellino and has to see her smug mug. But there's only so much that I could take with that pity party that Shannon is like really feeling for herself, right? So the same thing with Emily. There's only so much that I could feel sympathetic for you feeling how all your life you felt overweight and all this other stuff and you were insecure about your weight. And look, if you are that insecure about it, do something about it. Go seek help, whether it's mental health, whether it's doing something physically to change. If you feel like you're overweight, like I said, there's options out there. Look at Heather Gay. Heather Gay was like, you know, body positivity is bullshit. I want to be skinny. She hopped on that Ozempic train and now she looks great and she feels fantastic and she's really feeling herself. You know, she's really being kind of like a woman of the world right now and she's in her skin. If you're that insecure about your whatever, do something about it. At this point, I feel like, Emily, what the fuck is your storyline other than your insecurity about your weight? I mean, that's not much of a storyline. You know what I'm saying? So it will be interesting to see what the hell she does next season. I'm going to tell you what she does next season. She's going to get into a fight with freaking Katie. And it's going to be over this bullshit about like her twins saying this or that or the other, the fuck, whatever the else. I kind of feel like Emily's on the chopping block. I feel like Gina's on the chopping. I kind of feel like Emily and Gina are both on the chopping block. You guys let me know if you feel differently. All right, guys, let me know what you think about the first part of the 3-part reunion. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Did you enjoy it? What did you guys think about it? And before I go, don't forget to hit the like, follow, subscribe, leave me a comment, and all that good jazz.